Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to the Success Series videos for you. Today we're going to look at the next about 4 weeks. I'm recording this on February 6th. I'm in the energy of that full moon that we just had in Leo, and always the day or so after the full moon. Energetically, you may be feeling a little low. By the time these videos come out, though, you should be on the upswing, on the bounce again, so that'll be nice. Wow, you guys. So I'm going to actually pull all of the cards because of the energetic situation here. I want to be able to see the whole thing, but I got to tell you, it's looking good. You have the card here. The overall energy is the card of harvest. It's Jara, and it is the card that recognizes that you have been through a very tough season of cycles, South Node in your sign, obviously been going on, and that things are starting to fall into place. Oh my God, these are great. Ooh, look at that. A real balance coming in. The only thing I'm concerned about, so I want to get the rest of the cards to really see what's happening here, is, oh, that's interesting. Is this, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You have this, to whom am I comparing myself right now? All that you need is and want is within you. Stop comparing and start creating. So you have this harvest season coming, and here this little girl is harvesting the eggs. And so you definitely have something very positive happening. But I think after going through the South Node in your sign cycle, which is very long, maybe you aren't ready to believe it yet. Maybe you're not sure. Is it really happening? And so you're questioning. It almost feels like you're questioning where you're at right now. So, oh, wow. Okay, guys, it's getting better. It really is. You have the butterfly of riches. Your cup of abundance overflows for you right now. I think the key is to move forward, though, to allow the transformation to happen and to get ready for the harvesting. Oh, my God, they do get better than this. They don't get better than this. And so I feel like if you are... How are you comparing yourself right now? I just heard welcome in the new you. It could be that you're comparing yourself to who you were before, and you're learning to recognize who you are now. But there's also this transition where you wonder, okay, see yourself as abundant. See yourself as you are now. I almost feel like when somebody is on a weight loss journey and they may have lost all the weight and they've had the surgery to, tighten up the loose skin and everybody's telling them how great they look and everything, they still think they're fat. They still see fat. I almost feel like you've been through a journey and you have done a lot of growing and evolving, and you're not quite sure you believe it yet. And I almost feel like what you're comparing yourself to is you keep looking in the mirror and seeing your old self instead of seeing the new you. And the new you has gone through, it's been hard to get to where you're going, okay? I did, okay. Because look, we have here in the area of where you're seeking information, we have the fox who's strategizing about the snake. And the snake is in need of a transformation. It's its viciousness. It's in this case, the snake is not really a positive energy in the Lenormand deck at all. I know it could be about knowledge, blah blah blah, but this deck actually has two snakes, and this one has a lower vibe. And how do you transform the situation? We have the snake that's shedding his skin and moving forward. And I think that it's about you're wondering. He's trying to figure out how to catch this fish. trying to be strategic about financial resources. These videos are intended to cover that kind of information, but you still feel like you have to be protective. This snake here is very aggressive because he feels like he's under attack. This snake is wriggling out of the old skin and moving forward. That Scorpio would get both snakes in their reading is fun. And another card here that represents Scorpio is the card of the coffin, right? The tomb, the transformation. And the thing that you're struggling, this is actually the obstacle is this transformation of believing that you're the wealthy woman. Because here in the heart space, although you're much more balanced, because we have the divine masculine, divine feminine energy here, and this is your intuition, and this is the willingness to do the work. And I love the way they look at each other, and I've never held them together like that, but together you could see that this is like a scene, right? Like, look, that completes the house. So this is a couple. So in your heart space, you're feeling more balanced, but you're feeling less abundant. And the transformation here is to look at yourself and see the abundance. This is the divine feminine who's very abundant. The divine masculine didn't show up there, but here in the area of the action to take, here's that home, the one that's here, right? This home right here, right? Only this one, if you notice, oh, actually, it's not the same home. Huh. Look, it's this home. It's the one she's standing in front of. It's the willingness to see how much things have transformed in your life, how you are much more abundant. And I think in your heart, you're still thinking of yourself a lot smaller than you are. That you aren't quite sure whether or not to believe that these changes has happened, because in the heart space, we have the rider, the change. Only she's moving backwards instead of moving forward. And so it's like you're not quite sure. In the area of resources, then look at all that abundance that you have going on here. Like the harvest is ready to come in. There's a beautiful feast laid out on a picnic. And what are you supposed to anchor your energy into? In Lenormand, the tower is safety and security and abundance and a higher vantage point, and you have that. But it also looks like it's a castle. It's like this house right here is an upgrade from the one that you're feeling in your heart. Like this is where you're at right now, is you're upgrading, if you will believe it, but to hold the vision of something even grander. So it's almost like you're at the intermediary stage. And so how do you bring in even more? How do you start harvesting the abundance of all the work you've been doing? So this has been a transformative energy that's been going on. So you may have been learning and growing maybe you're in school learning new lessons, or maybe new skills, been taking programs. Maybe you're just been at a job and mastering the things. Maybe you have opportunities to be promoted and to move along. Maybe you have a brand new job and it brings in more financial reward than the last one did, or it brings in abundance in a different way, as in the money's about the same, but you don't have to work as many hours, so you have more time for real life, that kind of thing. So in some way you have progressed forward. Take a look at that. Acknowledge that, and acknowledge that it's a stepping stone to even more. Okay, so you have the pay yourself first card. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you're paid. So you have a job maybe where you're making more money, but you haven't moved or anything. So even though everything's increasing, can you in cost? Can you still take some of the extra that you're making with this promotion and set it aside? Create this nest egg, right? Creating a nest egg for yourself. You're harvesting, right? There's been something you've worked at really hard. Maybe you have a side hustle and it's bringing in money. Take that money and set it into the nest egg. It's about investing in yourself financially. Like it could be an investment, but I would feel like this would have to be a very secure investment, not one that's super risky. The way this feels. Okay, this feels like it's some kind of so this loving form of self-care ensures that you'll be saving to invest in your present and your future. And so I feel like it has to be some kind of an investment vehicle that's not too risky. You may not get a lot out of it, but it's not about the interest here. It's about having the sense of financial security from it, right? The Tower is about security. And so you're upgrading. You are upgrading and you are transforming, and you're being asked to don't spend. So who am I comparing myself to right now? Well, my next door neighbor just got a new car, and I would really like a new car because mine kind of, leaks a little on the oil, and it kind of rattles a little when I drive. Can you limp along with that car for a little longer instead of worrying about keeping up with the Joneses? Because putting money in the bank right now is more important, according to what the cards are saying here. And you have the Butterfly of Riches. Your cup of abundance overflows for you now. You have the card of harvest. You have this harvest right here, and you have the Ace of Summers. This is the cup of abundance. And the Ace of Summers says, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or rebirth of a current one, and the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. But since this is a card about success, this feels like a new creative situation that allows you to feel loved and cared for by the universe, where you get to feel like you have more than enough and there's more on the way, right? The cup of abundance is overflowing, and it's this Ace of Cups. It's an emotional sense of satisfaction and well-being for the success that you've already created, and you're about to create more, right? You are, because you have the Empress. So being a good steward of the resources that you are accumulating now ensures the ability to grow more resources into the future. It says time to take action, the power of creativity. That's the Ace of Cups. What is this idea that you have? Success that allows for a life of luxury. There is growth and opportunity happening for you here, but instead of trying to be like you already have it, spending what you have to look like you have it. What is his name? Who is that guy who's super rich and he still lives in the house that he bought back in like the 40s? You probably know who I'm talking about. He's like an investment guru. Anyway, he lives humbly and he has amassed a lot of wealth, right? And so it's okay to live like this, have your house exteriorly look like this, but inside feel like this is what your life is. And so it's not about upgrading your house to make it look better than everybody else's, or getting brand new furniture or whatever, maybe a coat of paint if you want. Makes you feel more luxurious without spending a lot of money. Do the work yourself. But there is a need to really make sure that you are saving for the future, because some opportunity, it feels like an opportunity is coming along that when you see it, you'll know what it is. You're really good with money, Scorpio, but for some reason, you're being encouraged to become very balanced, to live humbly, to give and receive in balance, financially and within your heart space, because we have this Ace of Cups here too. But it's envisioning the future, but the down payment on the future that you put financially right now is in the bank, or CDs or something, some kind of a safe investment vehicle, something where it's protected. A protected one. This is a card of protection. You want to protect your resources right now. Okay. I think that's the message. All right, guys. I will link the full moon video in the description box below, the weekly one up here. If you haven't already seen it, they come out every Sunday, though. All right, you guys take great care. Looks like you need to be saving those pennies. I'll talk to you soon.